everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal. Some people call me Little Baller. I'm your results and transformation coach. Super excited, per usual, and fired up to be here. So, as you can see, I'm trying something new today. I'm actually sitting down. Normally, I'm the hype girl. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go, and I'm talking really fast because I'm from Jersey, and most times y'all can't understand what I'm saying anyway. But today, I just said I was going to sit down and just talk to you and just have a basic conversation. We want to talk about two things. One, I want to update you on my progress for this 90-day challenge that I put myself in. And two, I wanted to talk about reasons why most people fail. So look at me. Not only am I sitting down, but I got notes today, y'all. But I don't want to hold you too long. But let me just plug this in right here. If you guys are following me, you know I'm working on growing this YouTube. But if you are not following me, hit the follow button, right? And what else? Like the video, hit the follow button. You can leave a comment and hit the notifications. Got it out of the way. All right, so let's talk about this 90 days, y'all. Today is day 21 of these 90 days. And if you heard me talk about this 90-day challenge before, it was tough getting started. So for those of you that are logging in for the first time or hearing about this 90-day challenge for the first time, I'm in a 90-day transformation challenge for wellness coaches. And the top 10 transformations will win $1,000. So prior to the challenge starting, I was telling myself, let me have this meal, let me have that meal, let me have that meal. Like I'm focusing on all the wrong things, but nonetheless, this is just me being transparent. Focus on all the wrong things. And then I kept telling myself, oh my God, 90 days? Yo, 90 days is a long time. Like I have never done a 90-day challenge. Well, girl, it's the first time for everything. But it boggled my mind the things I was focusing on. Instead of setting myself up and preparing for it, right? I was thinking about all the reasons why I wasn't going to make it or all the things I needed to do before I got started. And my second topic, when I said reasons why most people fail, even as I started to embark on this 90-day, I'm like, dang, yo, it's only day 2 of 90. Or you got 88 days to go. Oh my goodness, day 10 of 90, we got 80 days to go. Now, what do they say? When you change your mindset, it will literally change your life. And I'm like, Crystal, you sound like those people that you shared this with. So this 90 days, we're going through the holidays. We're going through my birthday. And people are like, you're going to do that during the holidays? You're going to do that through your birthday? And I'm like, yes. I have this burning desire to be a part of the 3%. 97% of the people won't press their way through because they're afraid to miss a birthday meal or afraid to miss a holiday or afraid. It's so crazy how we think as a people. So I hear this often and I'm like, girlfriend, and this is not to knock anybody. If that's where you are, that's for you. But I'm talking about for me. I'm so like I have this burning desire just to be different, just to be a part of the 3%. They think different, they react different, they move different, right? They feel different, they seek different, they operate different. They just different. And how can you tell whether or not you are a part of the 3%, right? That's a good question. I heard somebody say that in their head. Because I used to hear people talk about being a part of the 3%. And I didn't get it at first. I'm scratching my head and I'm like, wait a minute. Actually, I took it as an insult because once I realized what it was, I'm thinking, Crystal, you on that side of the 97%. And if to know me is to know, I like a good challenge and I also like to be different. So I'm like, dang, if this is what the 3% is achieving and accomplishing, and that's what the 97% is achieving and accomplishing, I'm sitting on the wrong side of the track. But it doesn't happen overnight. It's small changes that we get to make. So I'm always telling myself, whenever I have a decision to make, I ask myself, is the decision that you are about to make, is it going to put you on the 3% side or the 97% side? And it's not really hard to tell, y'all. When I said I wanted to also talk about why most people fail, 97% of the people are failures. And we're going to talk about why in a second. But for me, like these are different ways I deal with my own self and different ways that I set myself up to have positive, powerful breakthroughs. Is I sit down and have conversations like this with myself. 90 days is only a little press. It's 3 months out of the year. We get 12. Are you willing to sacrifice for what you said that you wanted for 3 months. Most people aren't willing to do that. So the more I kept on thinking about it, I was like, girl, you're focusing on all the wrong things. You need to be focusing on the things that you need to bring into your space that's going to help you press your way through. Because when you get to the end and you ring that bell, it's nothing like the feeling of accomplishment. But not only that, is what I get to become as I go through this 90 days. So for me, the first thing I had to do is I just had to create some type of separation from like some of my friends and some of the things that I was doing. I love y'all, if you know me, they know I love to go out and eat. I love Carrabba's. I love the bread at Carrabba's. But more importantly, I love their Caesar salad. And when I started the 90-day, I made a commitment to myself that this is what we're going to do. We're going to meal prep. I did say on Thanksgiving Day, I am going to sit down and break bread with my family. But outside of that, we're not indulging in anything else. We got to stay focused. The challenge that I'm in, is a 90-day transformation challenge. Top 10 transformations will receive $1,000. Well, for me, when I talk about transformation, I talk about total transformation, mind, body, and soul. I believe when we work on all three of those, we get to become the best version of ourselves. So it's like, I'm not just going into this for a body goal. Chris, we're going to, spend some time with God, spend some time on our knees, spend some time reading, spend some time praying, and spend some time fasting. We're going to work on our mindset. I'm reading a couple different books, just different shifts here and there. And of course, we're going to work on our body. I'm looking to get that 4.5 abs back. And then prayerfully, at the end of it, not only I'm going to be a winner no matter how it turned out, whether I win the money or not, because of what I'm putting myself through, I'm going to be a winner. We will celebrate that. And so that part. See, that's why I'm sitting down, because I started to get fired up. But I will share, I took my pictures. Today is day 21. So I put my pictures side by side. They look pretty good. But I was like, you celebrate, give yourself a hand clap, and keep on moving. All right. So I said I didn't want to make this long, and I wanted to stick to my commitment with posting these YouTube videos, y'all. So, okay, reasons why most people fail. 1, they lack discipline. 2, they lack focus. 3, they lack persistence. And 4, they lack self-belief. And I literally had to do a self-evaluation after I got started with this 90-day. And I'm like, Chris, what's going to help you to be successful? Like, if you really want to be a part of that 3%, you got to show up differently. You got to do things differently. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Failure is a part of it. It's fall 5 times, get up 7. But don't also give yourself a pass to say, she said, well, as long as you get up, you're going to be okay, because then you're giving yourself permission to fail every day. No, we learn from our mistake. We get up and then we move differently. So I had to get a little bit more discipline, right? I had to get a little bit more focus. I had to put my blinders on, not look at what everybody was doing over here, not looking at what everybody was doing over there, not saying yes to the dinners, not saying yes to I said the dinners. I'm not really a dessert person. They know I like to eat. Y'all can keep the dessert. I like food. Macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, collard greens. Thanksgiving's coming up, y'all, and I am going to sit down and eat. See what I'm saying? I digress. All right. And persistence. So you got to make sure you keep the main thing, and keep the goal in view. So I love the story in the Bible when he talked about walking on water, because when he had his eyes on God, right, everything was good. When did he start to sink? When he started to look left and he started to look right, he started to sink. You got to be persistent and you got to stay focused. Man, that's a whole nother message all by itself. And then lastly, you got to have self-belief. Sometimes we don't make it because we don't believe in ourselves. But one thing that helped me to believe more in myself is when I started to take those little tools and I started to apply them. Like, you get to empower yourself. I'm holding my 90-day journal, and every morning I write my gratitude. I look at myself and I say my affirmations. Girl, you are amazing. You are smart. You are intelligent. You are a powerful public speaker. All the things that you are looking to attract over and over and over and over and over again. You get to feed that to yourself. Don't put that in nobody else's hands to do so. When God created us, y'all, I told y'all before, he broke the mold. You got to believe that. Like, there's only one Crystal. There's only one little baller. There's only one me. And there's only one you. But you have to put yourself in a space or put yourself in a circle that is going to feed that. because you can end up around the wrong people. And, depending on how they speak, it could take your belief from here to here to here to here. I love being around people that are like way up here because I get to learn. But I also love to be around people that is way down here because I get to teach. I believe in the push-pull thing, right? When you give, you make room to receive. So when you're giving, and it doesn't mean that a person is below you, but when you give, you make room to receive. That's in the word. Like reaping and sowing is, here I go. See, I digress. Because I get fired up about stuff like that. I'm not telling y'all what I know. I'm telling you what I have lived. Man, when God put a stamp on it, it's a wrap. And that brings me to something else. Because, when I talk about total transformation, mind, body, and soul, I often like to share, even like some people are spiritual, right? We get into the word, we read what it say, but then we doubt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what did God say? He will supply you with all of your needs. So no matter if you are going into a storm, in a storm, or coming out of a storm, God is still God. So when you put your mouth on something and you say it, you have to refuel yourself to take that belief from here to here, because obstacles are going to come and the wind is going to blow. But it's like when, and when the wind blows, it doesn't mean that we're not going to sway here and sway here. At what matter most is when the wind stop blowing, is that you are still grounded. You might be a little leaning to the side, a little wimpy, but you got to make sure that you are connected and grounded. So when the storm passes, what do they say? The storm is passing over. I'm not going to say. I can't say. If y'all, never mind, we're going to leave that alone. So my whole point was, for those of us that believe that God, that we serve a God that sit high and look low and he rules and he has power and all this other stuff, it's like, you gotta stay connected to that, because he has never failed. I don't care what storm we are going through, he has never, ever failed. And this wasn't even a part of what I was going to say. And this is something that I use for my self-evaluation. If we say that the God that we serve, right, never fail us, and we are going through and life is life and this and the other, the next question I ask myself is, what is it that you're not doing? And it's not to say that we're not going to have these different seasons, but you get to come back to yourself and evaluate your own self and say, if this is the storm, or if this is what I'm going through, you want to make sure it's not because of you. Because, we'll have tests, we'll have trials and all that other. It's all a part of life. But you also want to not just throw that out there lightly, but just do a self-evaluation and make sure that whatever storm you're in, if you're in it because of your own doing, right, then you got some work to do. Okay, so that's a whole nother lesson. But anyway, I said failure is a part of the process. Now, here goes some things to avoid failure. Okay, number one, set realistic goals. There's some people that's like, then don't give me, like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, because God can show up and do anything for us. Set a realistic goal. So if you're telling yourself, I'm going to grow wings and fly, good luck with that. But hey, if that's what you believe, I'm not the one to knock nobody else's dreams, because I got my own set. But you want to set realistic goals, though. No magical stuff, but nonetheless. 2, you want to develop a clear plan of action. So going back to my 90 days, once I locked in, I was like, Chris, you need a clear plan of action. You need something that you're going to be willing to be committed to. It's not always going to feel good, look good, or taste good, but you have to create the plan of action, and then you got to stick to the plan. It boggles my mind. Y'all know I say transformation coach. Most times I have people come in there like, Chris, I want to lose 10 pounds or 15 pounds. We set the plan. We have the goal. We set the plan of action. And 3-4 days in, what happened? Like, people don't stick to the plan. You got to stick to the plan. All right, number 3, because I'm really trying not to make this too long. Stay focused. So we talked about that. Stick to the plan, stay focused, believe in yourself, and don't allow fear to hold you back. And I was guilty of this. At times, I will have a goal. I would set the goal. I get fired up about the goal. And then my heart just start racing and fear just will come upon me. And then I would find myself not moving because of fear. Let's just call it what do they say? Call a spade a spade. It is what it is. And this is why I believe like praying is for me, praying is definitely essential, because when I'm in that space where I'm connected and I'm just talking to God, and He always is bringing back to my remembrance that whatever His will is for me, it can happen. Like, there's no need to be there's no need to be afraid. There's no need to be fearful. And I do that a lot, y'all. Even when it comes to this YouTube, it's like, why do you get on here? I get nervous, and I'm like, it's just a video recorded. If people listen to it, they listen to it. If they don't, they don't. But that was a big one. Don't allow fear to hold you back, and that's a lot of that's a lot of people's challenges. Okay, so I have this written last, and then we're going to just let you guys go. It says success is often the result of hard work, persistence, and willingness to learn from failure and keep moving forward. So this message, I said the message is always to the messenger first. This is definitely for me. But I will update you guys on my progress. I'm super fired up. I believe that there's something in 2024 amazing waiting for me. My prayer is always that, if there's anything that I'm pressing forward, I'm sorry. My prayer is always, if there's anything that I'm pressing toward, if it's not God's will for me, to remove it from my heart, my mind, and my soul. But baby, Lord, if it's your will for me, like, give me the strength, give me the courage, give me the sight, give me the, like, whatever it is that I need to make it through. So I pray that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Just continue to pray for me that, these messages that are in my heart, messages that God may have for me to just share with people. But I truly believe that every day is day one, right? Mindset is everything. When you change your mindset, it will change your life, and being a part of the 3%. So with that being said, you guys have a phenomenal day. Remember to do something today that your future self is going to thank you for. And don't forget to hit the like, comment below if I said something that you did like or you didn't like, and put the notification on. I'm praying that I'm able to, like, put great content out that is going to help you. I really have a heart for people and a heart to help people and see people grow and flourish and all that, starting with myself. Because there's nothing like talking about it, but when you're about it and you're able to show through your living that, this is something that you are applying, like, that's all the proof that we need. So I talk to you guys soon. Holla.